So there's been a lot of talk about, making money with digital products and faceless digital products, things like that. So I wanted to cover one website I kept seeing in ads. So this website is called Business Explained. So I'm going to kind of dive in, show you their metrics. We'll see if we can calculate an estimate of how much money they're bringing. And it looks like they're running a couple of other sites as well. So we'll kind of dive into their marketing strategies and what they're doing. So let's take a look here. First thing I'll do is I'll plug this into SimilarWeb just to get a kind of estimate of their traffic numbers. So it looks like a little bit over 53,000 with a recent drop, and was a bit higher earlier in the month, or sorry, in March. Now let's also plug this into Ahrefs to get an estimate from them as well as see how they're doing from an organic standpoint. So very different traffic numbers here. I tend to trust SimilarWeb more. They seem to have more accurate data with the traffic. And then we can kind of see what keywords that they're ranking for. Let's just focus on the US here. Okay. So yeah, mostly their blog posts, but yeah, they're not doing super well organically. And I think that's because most of their traffic is coming from paid ads. So let's take a look in the Facebook ad library to see what they're doing on the paid side here. Okay, so we can see all of their active ads. They have, looks like, quite a few. Let's see if we have a number here. So 79 active ads. We can also look at like their previous ads as well. 610. So it looks like they've been running ads for a while. We can see most of their content is without a persona. So this is kind of like what I call a faceless brand. So, and then let's see what they're actually promoting, right? So we'll look at everything bundle. This is their bundle. Let's see what else we can find here. Ebook. This looks like to be focused on business development. So they're running the ads to different products. Let's see here. What else can we find? So this is their business development $50 ebook. 150 here for the bundle. And we can see, we can just see on their website the different SKUs they have and how much they're charging for each one. Another good way of looking at all of their products is we can actually just go to their site map, and then we should see it here, right here. So we can look at all of their SKUs right here that they have, right? So right here. So they do bundles, more expensive bundles. This is their higher ticket items right here. Business sheets, success blueprints. We can look at their marketing ebooks, all product specials. So it looks like they're selling their individual ebooks between $29 and $49, and then their bundles look to be over $99. So this can give us an idea of their average order value. Now, let's assume, we'll go by the traffic numbers. So if we go back to SimilarWeb, so say 53,000, we can do some quick numbers here. Say they have an average conversion rate of, let's do 3%, which, standard potentially could be even higher. So they're getting around almost 1,600 orders, right? So this is can do this here. Number of orders, assuming 3% conversion. Now, looking at their AOV, right, I would probably estimate it's in the $75 range just because they have a mix of low ticket and high ticket items. And so we can see that, average monthly sales potentially around 120,000. Now, obviously, this isn't, taking into account what they're paying for the Facebook traffic, which might be a significant portion. But what's great with these digital products is, there's no inventory cost, there's no shipping cost. So, they develop it once and then they can just sell it. So their margins are really high in the actual product. And they're likely creating the product either with PLR or with AI. So I'm going to kind of show you most likely how they're doing it, or even how you can do this and start a similar site. Now, let's also take a look. I like to look at the privacy policy in terms of condition pages because it gives me an idea of what their company name is, and then we can find other assets that they own. So here, it looks like it's owned by Hercules Business LLC. So I'm going to just Google this one. Okay, so it looks like here's another site that they own, Elevate Sheets. This is their Business Explained. Let's see. Interesting. Let's just take a, okay. Okay, so oh, right here, we can also see it's powered by Business Explain. So let's take a look at the traffic here as well. And this looks like to be another one of theirs. What's this one? Okay, it looks like maybe a future site that they're launching. So this one is getting 30 visitors and looks like to be products focused on it's similar business sheets, marketing research, Ultimate HR. So very, very similar, just a different website. So you can imagine between, these two websites, they're potentially making about 150, 170,000 a month in revenue, not taking into account, their marketing expenses. Let's see here. So this is their terms. Yep. And now let's look at the actual products to see what's being included in there. I don't want the bundles. Let's do marketing ebook. So let's look at marketing and then just look at these two. So comprehensive guide, 576 pages, expert written, maybe, maybe not. Doesn't seem like they give you an author for who wrote it, right? And then we can see their table of contents. Defining business development more than just sales. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty in depth. So even using AI to do this, it would still take a bit of time just to run individual chapters through it. Potentially, these are also PLR products, which I'll go over a little bit later in the video. But it does look like they have some visuals here. So I'd say most likely they probably just hired somebody on Upwork to create this with a combination of AI. You can do all these images in AI now. And then their main marketing method is just going heavy on paid ads, and potentially they're doing email marketing as well. They also have a blog section, but we saw their organic traffic is pretty low. Let me check the traffic on their other site. Yeah, it's minimal. So yeah, they're just relying exclusively on paid ads. And then let me just see if they have maybe affiliates as well, if I can see through here. Don't see anything here. Maybe can kind of quickly check here. Affiliate. Okay, no, it doesn't seem like they have an affiliate program. It does look like they have, and I think this is potentially something new that they've added, this Business Explain Delete. So this is their subscription program. So this is probably something they're trying to either upsell you on or sell during email marketing. Get your lead access now. Lead roadmap. Nicely designed. What are they charging? So $9 per month or $78 per year. So relatively low ticket, but it's a great way just to increase the overall order value and lifetime customer value. And then it looks like you get access to all the content, all the digital products in all their different websites. Success Blueprint product. Is this a new one that they have? Okay, so actually, I think this is another site of theirs right here. Yep, so this is the same design. Looks like it's another one of their products. Let's check the traffic on this one. Oop. Set here. And then what else? Business Explain, Success Blueprint. Yeah, so they have 3 different websites, likely similar products, but they're still different between the 3. And with this membership, you get access to all of them. Let's try this again. Okay, and so this is the smallest of their sites, probably newer, but you get the idea. So let me show you one of the places that you can get PLR products. PLR stands for private label rights, which means you can get products with rights where you can resell them as well. So if I type in business PLR into Etsy, I'll get a list of, different books and sheets and calculators, all different products, which once you buy them, you have permission to resell them, right? And a lot of these sellers, they sell these huge bundles. This one looks like you get 1,000, PLR courses and bundles. Here's like different ebooks and digital products. Here's a popular company actually that sells these, Entropedia. Looks like somebody has bought it from them and now they're reselling it. So potentially what you can do is, right, you can spend, $100 or $200 buying a lot of these different ones and then combining them into different ebooks, changing up the, the design cover and then just selling it unique as your own. So that's one way of doing it. And then the other way is, your ChatGPT right here. And, you would pick a topic. So let's go back to their, one of these books right here. So we can see their table of content, right? So this is just an example, but like, say you wanted to write something. First you would have ChatGPT generate the outline for you, and then you can go through the outline chapter by chapter and have it write the content, right? So, we'll do just, I'd like to write an in-depth guide on the topic of business development. Please create an outline table of content for me. Right, and then it's going to go through. Now, you can't just say, now write the whole ebook, because then it's going to give you like the whole guide in, maybe 2 or 3 pages. So you really have to just go section by section. There might be other tools to speed up this process that can do more in depth, but otherwise, so it gives you the outline here, and then you would just go, okay, please go ahead and write this section first. And so this way, when you do it like this, piece by piece, it provides a lot more information rather than trying to do it all at once. This is if you want to do like a much longer in-depth ebook. So just as an example, this looks pretty short. You can, ask it to make it longer as well. Now, because we saw that, they have some unique images in here, right? Now create an illustration for this first section. And again, this is just like a quick demo. You can make it more specific. Okay, I wanted it to actually draw one. So an actual image. Okay, here we go. So yes, please create this image. So yeah, it definitely is a time-intensive process to create the digital product. It is faster if you use PLR. There's a lot of other companies that offer PLR. Here's one where you can, buy different templates. There's like thousands of these sites that offer these different PLR products. So you can just get a membership to some of them. It might be, $100 for an entire year, and then you get access to unlimited number of products. And then you can combine the different products into bundles, into multiple products that you can sell. Or you can kind of do it the longer way. This will be a bit more unique because you are generating the images and the content how you want. It's a bit of a longer process. So this is something I would definitely look to outsource. And so we can see right here, it's creating this. But the most important thing with a business like this is really running paid ads. And this is where you have to do a lot of testing of, different products and angles. I might do another video later on going through Facebook ads. But for now, I just kind of wanted to cover this specific business. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and comment on this channel. Thanks.